Hi, this is Michael Johnson, and this is Conversations. And today we have another wonderful guest. We have Jack Kavulich with us today, and Jack's been with Herbalife for about 6 years. And he is what we call around here Father Jack, and he handles the
evangelical work
of nutrition clubs and daily consumption throughout the world. Jack, welcome, buddy. It's great to see you.
Thank you, Michael.
All right, tell us how you got in this seat today. A little bit about your life path, a little bit about your road.
I'm from Scranton, Pennsylvania, a small town about 100 miles north of Philadelphia. It's a coal mining town, and there are 3 children in the family, an older brother, younger sister, and myself. I'm in the middle child. And it was a great upbringing, very simple back in the 50s. And when I was about 14, my dad died, and I went to work, very fortunate to get a job in those days. There was just no work around. And I got a job in an Italian bakery making Italian bread. It was so wonderful to have that experience at a young age. I learned what it meant to be reliable, dependable, be part of a team. And it was great to be needed. And of course, it was great to make $10 a week.
So 14 years old, you're cutting bread, then where?
And then, since my dad died, Michael, he was wounded in the war. And so I was considered a war orphan. And the government said, you can go to college. I said, I can go to college. And in Scranton was a Jesuit university.
The name of it was?
University of Scranton.
Scranton.
I was able to get a degree in accounting.
So take me after college.
So after college,
after Scranton.
There wasn't much work in Scranton. Everyone migrated down to Philadelphia, into New York, up to Connecticut. And I went there, and I got a job in a credit union, the Sikorsky Helicopter Credit Union, and I became an accounting manager. I went back and got a master's degree in accounting. And that was a time when there was no computers on the desk, Michael. Everything was paper. And IBM was coming out with...
I remember those days.
was coming out with a computer system, and I fell in love with it. And I love the mystery of the computer. And I then studied it, and IBM offered me a job. And at that moment, too, I also got married at the same time. So I got married and went to IBM, and soon we had our first child. And after about a year and a half, IBM said, Jack, do you want to go to California? I said, where's that? I haven't been anywhere. And that's up in San Jose, they had the hub of developing this new real-time system.
Right.
And so we moved to California. Now we had 2 children. And we developed that technology, including the first ATM machines. And it was very exciting.
A lot of pathways. Take me from IBM to where?
Well, then my boss said, listen, we have an opportunity to move to Los Angeles, the Century City of all places, because there's an investment company that wants to start a new technology to catch counterfeiters and diverters. Make a long story short, 7 years, company was successful, went public through a buyout, and I retired. But I was too young and good looking to retire. And I had a dream, and my dream was to be a teacher. And so I went over to my local Catholic high school, and my 2 children went. Now we have 3 children, by the way. Right. And I said, I want to teach. And they said, fine, because my 2 children went to that school. I went back to college again. I got a certificate. And I taught for 5.5 years.
What'd you teach?
I taught religion.
Right, theology.
Theology. Right. To the 16-year-old boys and girls, the sophomores, the wise fools. And it was marvelous. It was great. And at that school, I then went from teaching over to a vitamin company.
Yeah, I say you had one path. Now you enter
another
the nutrition world.
Nutrition world. I spent 10 years.
And that was for Nature's Made?
That was for Nature Made, yeah,
right.
Pharmavite.
Right.
And I spent 10 years there in a new business development, creating new markets, new products. And I'd go to Japan a lot because we were owned by the Japanese.
Otsuka Pharmaceutical.
Otsuka Pharmaceutical, yeah.
Right.
And oddly enough, on the scientific advisory board was a man named Dr. David Haber, who we all know. Right. And Dr. David and I would travel back and forth to Japan. And he said, well, Jack, do you know about Herbalife? I said, no. He said, well, you should take Herbalife. So I called up a distributor. I says, give me this Herbalife. Energy went up, and my friend said, "What are you doing, Jack? You look great." Yeah, that's it.
Our friend here.
I took the vanilla. And I said, "I'm doing Herbalife." They said, "I want some." I said, "You do?" So I called the distributor, and I said, "Give me this Success Builder order." And in 3 days, I sold everything. I had like 24 customers.
You're kidding me.
No, and then I picked the phone up. I said, "Give me."
This is the part I didn't know. I didn't know you were a distributor once.
Oh, yeah, and I got my card and my wallet right here. And I said, "Give me this supervisor order." And so the truck pulls up, and they give me all this product comes out. Here's my supervisor card.
Jack's supervisor card. For all you folks who are just joining us as Herbalife distributors, this is in your future right there. Good for you, Jack.
And then I sold all that product in 5 weeks to all my friends. So what did I know? I knew 2 things. The products work. I haven't gained my weight back.
Personal testimony.
Personal testimony. And I said, wow, this marketing plan is very lucrative. This is a good company. And then at the same time, then I came down here to Herbalife, met you. I joined June 1st, 2004. So it'll be 6 years in June. You may not remember this, but when I came June 1st, I wanted to learn the distributors. I never knew multi-level marketing. So every weekend I went someplace. John Peterson in San Francisco, Dennis Dowdell in Chicago. I went to Boston. And then I went down to Mexico when you were going down there. And I went to Mexico not knowing anyone. I'm sitting there, 5,000 Mexicans, no comprende español. I'm sitting there, and you asked the famous question. You said to the country manager, "Why is Mexico growing so rapidly? What's going on down here?" And the answer back to you was, "Well, up in the northern part of Mexico, they're doing nutrition clubs." And you said, "Well, tell me about that." And it was, you had to go on stage, and you called me. You saw me sitting out there. And you said, "Jack, would you come back and find out what's a nutrition club? Because Mexico is growing rapidly." And I said, "Yes, sir." And I came back.
Well, sort of, yes, sir.
Because I was only with the company 4 weeks. I didn't know anything. So I came back the next week, Michael, and you said, "Jack, try to figure this out. And when we go to Barcelona for the Chairman's Club meeting, give a report to the Chairman's Club." So I came back to Mexico, and I met the country manager, and I met 2 of the most beautiful people in the world, Enrique and Sheila Varela.
We're going to come back to them in a few minutes, but keep talking.
It was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and we're going into these nutrition clubs, into homes, into commercial places, and little Aguas Calientes, Monterrey, Zacatecas, Leon, Torreon. And I'll never forget, Michael, it was a Thursday morning, and it was 10 o'clock in the morning. I looked at my watch, and we pulled up to this, I won't even call it a house. It was a very, very poor, humble place. And outside wasn't even a car, there was a donkey. So I said, "What are we doing here?" They said, "Well, there's a nutrition club inside here." So we go in, and it was very small, it was hot, and about 25 people, young people, middle-aged, older people. And I'm standing there, and everyone's giving their testimonials. And all of a sudden, like, I started to cry. I'm standing there, and I'm crying, and I'm embarrassed. Why am I crying? What the dickens happened? And I didn't know. And after it was over, I could only guess and say, I didn't see the poverty. I saw the hope in the people.
You didn't see the poverty, you saw the opportunity.
Well, I just thought there was a sense of joy even.
Right.
And then my IBM training clicked in. How did these products get here? How did they get into this humble of places? It wasn't from a drugstore or television or radio. It was a neighbor, face to face, person to person, through this nutrition club. And at that moment, I felt something. I said, wow, much of the world is like this. This is a way to open up the door to everybody in the world. There's no longer a barrier, to buying a full canister. I'll never forget, you may not remember this, Michael, but I came outside of that humble home and I called you up. And I said, Michael, I understand the clubs. And you said, well, what is it? And you know what I said to you? I said, let me tell you a story. And you probably figure, who is this guy telling me stories? I said, Michael, you're one man, but you have three parts, a body, a mind, and a spirit. And in these clubs, the member gets good nutrition, so the body is healthier. In these clubs, they learn. The distributor is a teacher. They teach about wellness. They teach about the products, so the mind gets educated. And in these clubs, they get a hug, they might get a kiss, and they get respect and dignity, so the spirit is loved. And to be healthy, the whole person must be healthy. And then you said to me, Jack, do you think these clubs will work outside of Mexico? And I said, Michael, I think so. And you said, why? I said, because there's only one human being in the world. Everybody's the same. And you said, do me a favor. I said, of course. You said, go find out.
Well, I'm gonna pick up on that. I said I'd come back and discuss the Varellas. They are an amazing story in our company. 2 years ago, #1 check at the Mark Hughes Bonus Award was given to the Varellas. Very sizable check, 7 figures on that check, which is unbelievable. When we started in the company, you and I, the Varellas were president's team members.
Correct. Right.
And what happened this year?
This year, something incredible happened, something fantastic happened. The Varellas became members of the Founders Circle in Herbalife, of which there are only 4 distributorships in the entire world.
Wow.
Just an incredible accomplishment. And they're very compassionate people.
They are a tremendous story in Herbalife. And so the job that we said that we thought you were best suited for was to become the master of nutrition clubs, take this wonderful idea of the Varellas and see if we couldn't export it. That's basically what we do at this company as the management team. We take distributors' ideas because they're closest to the market. They get it. They're quicker. You know, not that management's slow, but they're on the street, you know, and they're feeling and seeing things each individual day. And so your experience of exporting this idea, where did that take you?
The first place we went was Calcutta, India. And then over.
In what year was that?
That would be 2004. It was November of 2004.
And India for Herbalife has been an interesting market. We started initially with a heavy recruiting in there. We
10 years ago.
Built the business up pretty good.
Right.
Business dropped a bit because a lot of the leaders left. And so it takes time for these new leaders to develop.
Right.
And so tell us then, I mean, so let's be honest about India. We went like this, we dropped a bit,
and stayed
dropped
there
a
about
little bit
7
more,
years,
and we stayed there for quite a while.
Right.
And then?
India is the fastest growing country in the world now.
Right.
Because it's stable business. It's daily consumption.
But so the cultural, I remember initially, Jack, there were some people who said, well, that's a Latin thing, those clubs.
Every place I went, every place, I heard the same thing. Clubs won't work in my country. But I knew that when something is good and everyone benefits, and it's a good idea, it's going to work on its own.
Talk to me about a brand new distributor. Can they start a nutrition club, and how do they do it?
If a distributor is interested in operating a nutrition club, the first thing they must do is go to a club as a member. They need to just go there a number of days.
So I sign up and I'm coming to your club.
And just come to the club. And in the club, they're going to see 2 things. They're going to see that operating a club is hard work, and that's good. There's value in that. And secondly, it's very simple. What do? You help other people. Everybody wants to help other people. That's what they do.
Right.
They help other people. And once they have their own testimonial and their own product results, it becomes very easy to tell your story. As Mark Hughes said, this is a company of stories. And once they see that it's simple work, but hard work, and they have a product results, the key is product results. You have to have your own passion for the product, and that comes with an experience. And then they're trained by their upline, they're trained by Herbalife on how to operate a club. There's so many different kinds of clubs. It fits the personality of our distributor.
Which is
They can make it whatever they want to make
Right.
it, which is the key. And it can be in someone's home where they get 5 people a day, like I was in Mexico, and this woman stood up, and I said, "Hi, Grandma." I said, "How old are you, Grandma?" She said, "I'm 90 years old." And I said, well, what do you do here in Herbalife? She said, I have my own nutrition club in my home every day. 8 people come every day. And she's 90 years old. And then you go down to Colombia with Socrates Valencia, my friend Socrates. He's got a central club. He created the idea of having a big central club with hundreds and hundreds of people every day coming in.
And lots of different distributors.
Many distributors, 40 distributors.
40.
Yep, and work in their own stations, and they share the space, and there's a tremendous amount of training that goes on, education.
So it's a club for part of the day, and then it's a training zone,
Absolutely.
a recruiting,
There's something on
an
all
Herbalife
day.
opportunity meeting, so it's under one roof. That's what Mark Hughes used to call it, actually the office concept.
Exactly. You can have an office, you call it what you want.
Right.
A club is only a place. It's a place where you conduct your Herbalife business. Part of the day could be a membership club where people are coming in and they're having a healthy breakfast or lunch. In Korea is interesting. In Korea, people come for dinner. They rather come for dinner because they have more time to sit around and relax.
What else takes place in clubs? Are there anything, besides nutrition? You must
there-
have seen
there-
100 different things.
There's a great deal of training going on. People are training.
And you're training on nutrition? Benefits?
Wellness. We have
Wellness.
Dr. Luigi made some great trainings on myherbalife.com called Products Made Simple,
Right.
where you learn about the body and you learn about the products, you learn about wellness. And those tools are available for the distributor to share with the member. It's all about the member.
myherbalife.com, don't forget that. What's the future look like?
When I look at China, with 1.3 billion people, India over 1 billion people, we haven't touched Africa yet. We've got places in Mexico.
My dream, Africa.
We've got places in Mexico where we haven't even been yet, in the farms and in the villages.
So we're just getting started.
Oh, let's go. We're just getting started.
Jack Kavulich is a gift. He's a gift to Herbalife. He's a gift to the world. You're a gift to your family. And I know you're getting a lot from distributors every day. So Jack Kavulich, thank you. Thank you for
Michael,
your great
one last
efforts.
word.
Okay, last word.
Herbalife has been a gift to me for my own nutrition and health, but more so an opportunity to travel the world and absolutely see people's lives changing. I see them changing when I go and visit these clubs. And to be a small part of that, to be an assistant of our distributors, to support the distributors, is an honor and a privilege, and it's very humbling. And Michael, thank you for having me on board.
In our 30th year, another gift to Herbalife. Started with Mark Hughes, continues through Jack Kavulich. Thank you.